So I wanted to make a vlog today because I have a lot going on, and this is kind of my last day of freedom, kind of. I got laid off a few months ago. Been on the job grind, but I've also had a lot of free time. So building the coffee company, obviously, but I also just got a new job. So next week I'm gonna start working again. So it's gonna be a lot of long days and late nights working on this business while I work too. So kind of a I have kind of a lot to do today. I need to roast some bourbon barrel aged coffee that I had sitting in a barrel. I'm gonna roast it at home because I'm not selling it. This is just for tasting purposes for me. Um, and I have some other things to do, and I have just some thoughts I probably want to get out there as I kind of transition because a lot is changing. I have a lot on my plate, and some of you might be interested. Well, let's see. Okay, so here is the coffee that was sitting in the this little barrel here someone gave me. It has a bunch of kind of like black flakes on it from the char that was inside it, and there were a ton of like charred wooden flakes mixed into it whenever I dumped it out. So I had to sift through that and separate it. It took forever. I didn't have time to roast it at my facility, so I had to bring it home. But I'm gonna give that a taste, hand it out to a couple friends and see how they like it. It's got like a normally unroasted coffee is like bright green, but it's kind of like this darker green. I'm really interested to try it. So this is my home roaster. It roasts about half a pound at a time. It's really small, but it's how I learned to roast. I take this exhaust tube. Some Truly's here, not a sponsor. I take that tube and I run it all the way over this rack and on top. Oh, wow, I'm doing a really bad job. And then connect it to the top of here. I wasn't roasting any samples at home for a long time because I had this wasp nest. And just finally yesterday I just nuked it with some wasp spray. And they were all writhing in pain on the sill, and I felt kind of bad, but I had to get them out of there. So I'm gonna rip that out of there, and then run that exhaust tube out the window, and we'll roast a couple pounds of bourbon barrel aged coffee beans. Hopefully, if it goes well, I'd like to offer it as for you guys to buy. But if I do that, I have to buy a bigger barrel, and then probably keep it at the facility where I roast. Laws and stuff. So a couple things before I start roasting. I was just kind of reflecting on where I'm at in the business. I'm in a couple stores in my hometown. I'm working on getting in a coffee shop, supplying coffee to them. I get online orders fairly frequently. I mean, I have a handful of subscribers that regularly order coffee, they're on a coffee subscription, and then I get random orders here and there. I don't really know who they are or where they come from, which is cool. It's really cool to see that grow. So, and then I do the farmers market on Saturdays. So I have a lot of different ways of selling, and it's continuing to grow. It's been growing slowly but surely, but I'm in a pretty healthy little place right now. I started about a year ago. I launched the company a year ago, and I'm just now kind of feeling like I'm starting to get ahead, and I'm hoping it just continues to grow and grow. But with me starting a new job next week, I'm just feeling a little bit of overwhelm with how much is going to be on my plate. I'm going to have to work, I have to commute to work, and then I have to come home. Tuesdays I roast for multiple hours. I'll probably have to do another evening at the facility where I roast, and then just all the upkeep, with just all the behind the scenes of running the business here and there. So I'm feeling like I'm in for a very busy time in my life. Starting soon. I'm gonna have a lot to manage. Not a lot of free time at all. But this is what I signed up for. This is what I want. This is what this is what it takes. This is what it takes to build a business, and when it's something you're going on the side. It's what I gotta do, and I wouldn't rather do anything else. I also have a musical album that I spent about 5 years on, that I just finished. I'm just waiting for some artwork to get done. So once that's done, I'm gonna just release that, put it out there, see what happens. Talk about it on a music channel or something. So I'm not annoying you guys with it here. But you know, a lot going on. Life is only getting busier and crazier, and you just got to keep going. This is what it's all about. Coffee roasting. All right, bear with me here with my extremely janky home setup for roasting coffee samples. This is the coffee I had aging in a bourbon barrel. It's really dark. It's covered in like black, you know, like the black charred inside of the barrel. So we're gonna see. We're probably gonna make a mess. All right, let's do about 8 ounces. Yeah. I really have no idea what to expect out of this bean. Yeah, this is what I figured out here. I got my exhaust tube. I just put it on top of that. It goes out the window. The smoke goes out the window when you roast. Just give it a go. Here, I'll show you guys. They're just gonna kind of, that's where they're gonna roast. So this little roaster just blows really hot air into those beans, and they just kind of tumble. And after about 8 minutes or so, they'll be nice and roasted. You do have to keep an eye on them as they roast. It's kind of a hands-on process. You really need to watch the fan speed, the power level, and the temperature, and make sure they're within Alright, we're on track. These hats. Aren't those cool? I haven't used this little roaster in like months. Like, I just use my big roaster I have at the kitchen I roast at. Yeah, I haven't used this thing in a long time. It does the job though. Now these are just about done. You're gonna see that nice, I don't know if you can see it. It's like a nice golden brown color. I don't like to do it too dark. That bitterness kind of overruns the like natural flavors of the coffee, and I want to get those smoky toasted barrel notes, like, if I can. So, but we're gonna find out. Well, here's the finished product. I really don't know if that bourbon, the barrel flavor is gonna come through on these because I don't really smell it. But we're gonna have to brew them in a couple days and see. Okay, so I just brewed a cup of this. It's been 2 days now. I roasted this 2 days ago, and I just brewed a pour over. I think it's the best. You know, it's one of my favorite ways to brew a cup of coffee. And I can kind of figure out what the flavor notes are gonna be and if I'm gonna like it as espresso or like cold brew or AeroPress or other methods. So I'm gonna give it a taste and see what comes through here. So, oh man.
So it is really subtle. I'm getting like a slight like toasty sweetness, like in a smokiness, which I kind of expected because the beans were like coated in ash whenever I dumped them. I mean, it's really good. Like it's really good. I knew it was gonna be good because I'm using a Guatemalan bean that I roast. I know very well anyway. Um, but the like barrel notes are very subtle. Like it's not as strong as I wanted it to be. Yeah, it's still really good. I'm probably gonna have to reiterate and to help that those flavor notes come through a little stronger. I'm probably gonna maybe use a newer, fresher barrel, or you know add some like wood chunks or wood staves into the barrel. Oh, excuse me. Because I want that smoky sweetness to come through a little stronger in there. But still really good. I mean, I mean, it's my coffee. Like I think it's really good anyway. But um, the barrel adds like a really subtle. It was only in there for 2 weeks, so it's not very strong. It probably wouldn't be strong enough for me to like justify like doing that over and over again and selling it because people probably wouldn't even notice it. So I'm gonna have to figure out probably a new method just to help it come through a little stronger. But I think I'm on the right track. I think I'm just gonna have to iterate a little bit more and keep trying new things, and because I really want to make a product like this, like a bourbon barrel aged product, coffee bean for you guys. But yeah, I think we're off to a good start.